Microsoft 365 versus Google Workspace. Which is best for your business in 2026? Microsoft 365, formerly Office 365, and Google Workspace, formerly G Suite, they are the two main productivity suites for businesses still in 2026. But which is going to be best for your business? So in this video, we've broken down 6 of the positives of each of the platforms. So let's start with Microsoft 365. Number 1 is the familiarity and the ecosystem. Most businesses are using things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint every day. So it's that familiarity with using these products that really is the strongest point on why we would generally recommend Microsoft 365 for your business. Number 2 is it's got advanced AI integration using its Copilot within all of the main applications that you're probably using on a day-to-day basis. So for example, there is Copilot embedded in Microsoft Word. So if people are used to using Word, actually it's very easy to get them using more AI tools. You're not then suddenly using a separate AI tool outside of Word, you can actually use it within Word. Number 3 is collaboration. Products like Microsoft Teams makes it so easy to collaborate with the rest of the team and the way that it bolts within the rest of the products. So for example, if you're in Teams, you can really easily start using some of the other applications like PowerPoint or Word, and also access your files and folders really easily if you are using SharePoint and OneDrive. Number 4 is email and security. Generally, Microsoft 365 is built from an enterprise perspective. So you can actually build out the security and that hard shell around the business, all of its data and the users. And also it's got advanced audit functionality, so you can see exactly what all of the users have been doing. Number 5 is desktop and cloud flexibility. So the nice thing with Microsoft is if you've got a great internet connection and you've got mobile users that are going to be roaming and things, then you can use office.com and it's relatively good for that. But actually, for the main users that are going to be using a company-owned laptop or a desktop, then the actual desktop apps are particularly good. And again, they're safe and secure and they're controlled by the administrators of the company. So you don't end up with different users having different access because a lot of the control is actually done centrally. And number 6, we would say the overall enterprise strength. So the way that it is built, it allows your business to grow and still maintaining the main security functionality. So it doesn't really make a difference whether you've got 10 users or 1,000 users. Microsoft 365 and the security side of things will enable you to use the business data and all the apps, plus now with the overlay of AI, in a very safe and secure manner. So now let's look at Google Workspace. So number 1 is its cloud native simplicity. Google was built from the ground upwards using a web browser. So it means that whether you're using the different applications, things like Docs or worksheets, they work well from a browser because that's how they were built to. Number 2 is its real-time collaboration. Unlike things like Microsoft, where maybe it's got an app and there's different layers, so when you're uploading documents, sometimes there can be a bit of a lag involved. Whereas with Google, because you're actually using it in the browsers, the collaboration is super fast. It literally can be in real time. As long as you've got a good internet connection on both ends, you can actually update and collaborate in real time. Number 3, AI powered tools. Google is particularly good, and its Gemini function is particularly good at working with other AI tools. An example would be that Claude has built its agents to work around Google Workspace, so it can be really agile, and especially as the world of AI is constantly evolving, Google Workspace can be a really good place to have a lot of your unrestricted data. Number 4, ease of use. Generally, if it's a person using it for the first time, Google is easier than Microsoft. Sometimes with Microsoft, it does generally have a lot more features in each package, but that of course takes learning to get the most out of those features. Whereas if it's just a real light usage, then Google can sometimes be a lot easier and cleaner to navigate around. Number 5, cost effectiveness. Now, we're saying that Google is more cost effective than Microsoft, but it really depends how much you're using it, how much data you've got, because it's not necessarily cheaper than Microsoft depending on the user. But if you are a smaller business, then the agility, the connectivity that you can get through Google generally works out more cost effective. And then finally, number 6, scalability. Google tends to be relatively easy for just adding extra users, taking the users away. So it can be a really scalable product. Again, it really depends on what the user's doing and what are the native products that your business uses on a day-to-day basis. In 2026, both platforms are good and secure overall. But it really depends on what your business is looking for. Generally, Microsoft is better from a bigger, more scalable business perspective in terms of if you've got security and a lot of sensitive data, whereas Google tends to be a lot more agile and a lot more flexible. So it's generally easier to use out of the box, whereas you might not get those security layers and the different advancements that maybe Microsoft is going to give you. When we talk about price, there is obviously the license cost. Whereas what we're really talking about with these tools is what's going to be the best for the business. What's going to enable your team to produce the best in the most efficient way. And that really comes down to the individual usage of the business and also how they're using other tools in conjunction with these platforms. So you may have main CRM systems or you may be using AI heavily, but then actually do these tools sync and work well with everything that you're using? Or if they're clunky and they're actually hindering the users, then they could be a lot more cost involved because you're actually losing that productivity. So it really does come on a case-by-case basis. But if you're unsure, maybe you need some help, maybe you want a review, then this is where Syn-Star can help. So please do click on the link and get in touch with Syn-Star today.